Hi moms, welcome back to the Mommy Mo Hair Care channel. Now this is your go-to space for expert guidance on how to care for your child's afro-textured hair with ease and with confidence. My name is Olushola David Iligbede and I'm also known as Mo. Now I'm a certified hair coach, I'm a certified hair practitioner and a children's afro hair care specialist. Before we get into today's video, please go ahead to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video from my channel. Right, now today we're talking about something every mom needs to understand: the hair growth cycle. I touched on this in my last video when I was talking about alopecia for children. Now, knowing this will change how you perceive shedding, length goals, and the best ways to support your child's hair growth. By the end of this video, you'll understand why hair falls out, why it grows at certain speeds, and what you can do to help your child keep the hair they grow. Now you may be wondering, why does knowing this matter? Well, think of hair growth as a natural rhythm, a cycle with different stages. These stages determine how long one hair strand can actually grow, when it rests and when it sheds, which is the same thing as fallout. Now for moms, understanding the cycle, it helps you know what is normal, what you need to watch for, and where to focus your care so that you can keep as much hair as possible, which is what we call length retention. Okay, now let me explain the stages to you. First, we have anagen, which is the growth phase. Now, this is the phase where hair is actively growing. The hair follicles, they're producing new cells, and the hair shaft lengthens. For us humans, the anagen phase can last anywhere between about 2 to 7 years, depending on genetics, sometimes also depending on internal health. And the length of this phase, it sets how long hair can grow. When hair reaches the end of this particular phase, we call the length achieved terminal length. Now, this is the full length of hair that you can grow if you are able to retain everything. At any given time, roughly 85 to 90% of the hairs on a healthy scalp are in the anagen phase. For children, anagen tends to be long enough to support healthy growth when the hair and scalp are well cared for. Now, please understand that the anagen phase duration, it can be significantly affected by health and environmental factors such as hormones. Good examples are like postpartum hair loss and the neonatal occipital alopecia we discussed in my last video can be affected by nutrition, stress, and even age. Your takeaway right now is that you need to encourage anagen by keeping the scalp healthy and ensuring good nutrition and managing stress. Okay, the follicle needs a healthy environment to keep producing hair. Next, we have catagen, which is a transition phase. Now, this is a short phase where the follicle reduces activity and the lower part of the hair follicle begins to shrink. In fact, it actually detaches from its blood supply and it typically lasts about 2 to 3 weeks. Think of it as a short pause before the resting stage comes up. At any given time, only a tiny fraction of hairs are in this stage, approximately about 1 to 2% of the hair on the entire scalp. In this phase, the hair shaft, now called a club hair, is pushed upward, preparing to be shed off from the scalp. At this stage, there really is not much to do except to avoid unnecessary trauma while the hair follicles are briefly changing state. Finally, we get to telogen, which is the resting stage before the old hair is shed and then the cycle starts anew. Now, this resting phase typically lasts about 3 months, and though this sounds like a long time for hair to be resting, this duration is necessary to allow the old hair to rest and the new hair follicle structure to form beneath it at the bottom of it. At any given time, approximately 10 to 15% of the hairs on the scalp are in the telogen phase. Now, towards the end of the telogen phase, the follicle begins to reactivate, and the process of shedding the old club hair, which we call exogen, is often concurrent with the start of a new anagen hair pushing up from beneath. Now, the normal, and I repeat, Normal daily shedding of 50 to 100 hairs represents those follicles completing the telogen phase. This phase is highly influenced by health, as disruptions often manifest as telogen effluvium. However, this is a temporary condition where a higher than normal percentage of hairs, sometimes even up to 50%, are prematurely forced into telogen due to a shock to the system. Things like severe stress or a very high fever, hormonal changes, a dietary crash, or even surgery. It can really push the hairs into the telogen phase. Now know this, the combination of phases means that there is always hair in all three phases at any point in time. If this was not so, it would mean that we would grow all of our hair at once and shed all our hair at once, meaning that there will be a point in time when we actually go bald. Explanation done. Now let us put the science into parenting practice. Understanding these different stages helps you with three big practical things. First, you won't panic at normal shedding, all right? If your child loses a couple of hair strands during grooming or at styling, that can be exogen. Very, very normal. Secondly, you will begin to set realistic timelines for growth. Because anagen length determines potential hair length, you can focus on protecting your child's hair rather than wanting to force faster growth. All right. Thirdly, you know when to seek help. Sudden, like really large scale shedding, which we tend to call telogen effluvium, or patches of hair loss, it should prompt a professional check. All right, mommies. Now, finally, you will know that when you hear a mom say, "My child's hair is not growing," or maybe even you used to say this yourself, you now know that that statement is factually incorrect. Your child's hair is always growing. Now, are there any practical ways to support the growth cycle? Yes, please. Now, you can keep your child's scalp clean, you can do gentle scalp massages, and you can avoid things which will irritate your child's scalp. Now, you need to try your best to feed your child a balanced diet as much as possible, rich in protein, iron, vitamin D, and omega 3s, which supports the hair follicles. All right. For breastfeeding moms, a healthy diet matters for both you and the baby. Now, also, adequate sleep and stress reduction are important to avoid prematurely pushing hairs into the telogen phase. Your handling is also important. You should detangle gently, do only protective low tension styles, and then limit heat and chemical treatments, because they can actually damage the cuticle and they can shorten like the lifespan of the hair strands. So now, moms, please, if you see any of the following signs, kindly consult a pediatrician or a dermatologist. Okay, if you see stuff like rapid, like heavy shedding, bald patches, or a scaly inflamed scalp, and any persistent redness and itching, just talk to someone. All right. Most concerns are usually temporary and manageable, but if you're ever in doubt, please just get a check. I feel it's better for you to err on the side of caution. Now, if this video helped you better understand how hair grows and what to do to protect it, to help it, please give this video a thumbs up, share with another mom, a friend, and leave a comment about what really stood out for you. Now, please don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a video from the Mommy Mo Hair Care channel. Thank you for watching this video today, and I'll see you next time in the next one.